Homo erectus stands as a pivotal chapter in humanity's grand narrative, a species whose emergence marked the dawn of our global dispersal and technological ascent. Theirs was a world of primal innovation, where controlled fire and crafted tools ignited the spark of modernity. As we delve into the fossilized remnants of their existence, we find ourselves staring into the eyes of our own ancestral beginnings. The continent, still reeling from the aftershocks of tectonic upheaval, had given rise to a diverse array of flora and fauna. The Great Rift Valley, a geographical scar that stretches from Lebanon to Mozambique, had become a hotspot for evolutionary innovation. It was here, amidst the volcanic highlands and sprawling savannas, that Homo erectus began to take its first tentative steps. The earliest fossils attributed to Homo erectus were discovered in Kenya's Lake Turkana region, a site that has yielded some of the most significant paleoanthropological finds of the 20th century. The famous KNMWT 15,000 specimen, also known as Turkana Boy, is a nearly complete skeleton that has provided invaluable insights into the biology and behavior of early Homo erectus populations. Standing at approximately 1.6 meters tall, with a brain size of around 900 cubic centimeters, these early humans were slightly taller and more cognitively advanced than their predecessors, Homo habilis. The control of fire, a discovery that would have far-reaching consequences for human evolution, had become a staple of early Homo erectus life. At sites like Kubifora and Olduvai Gorge, archaeologists have uncovered evidence of carefully managed hearths, suggesting a level of cognitive sophistication and social organization that was previously unknown. The toolkit of early Homo erectus was characterized by a distinctive array of stone artifacts, including hand axes, picks, and scrapers. These implements, often crafted from volcanic rock or quartz, demonstrate a marked improvement in design and functionality over those of earlier human species. The presence of such tools at sites like Melka Kuntura in Ethiopia and Olduvai Gorge in Tanzania attests to the widespread distribution and cultural significance of these technologies. The fossil record reveals a diverse array of herbivores and carnivores, from giant tortoises to saber-toothed cats, that would have competed with early humans for resources and habitat. The landscapes themselves were in a state of constant flux, with periods of intense aridity punctuated by episodes of rapid lake formation and expansion. As the African continent continued to shape the destiny of Homo erectus, the species began to expand its territorial reach, driven by a combination of climatic pressures and technological advancements. The fossil record suggests that early Homo erectus populations were able to adapt to a wide range of environments, from the arid expanses of the Sahara to the lush forests of Central Africa. One of the most significant sites to have yielded insights into this period of expansion is the Ethiopian locality of Dhaka, where excavations have uncovered a wealth of fossil and archaeological material dating back to around 1 million years ago. The Dhaka site, situated in the Afar Triangle, has provided a unique window into the lives of early Homo erectus populations as they navigated the challenges of a rapidly changing environment. The discovery of numerous stone tools, including hand axes and scrapers, has revealed a level of technological sophistication that was previously unknown in this region. Moreover, the presence of fossilized remains from a range of large ungulates, such as buffalo and antelopes, suggests that early Homo erectus populations were able to exploit a variety of food sources, likely through a combination of hunting and scavenging. As we follow the trail of Homo erectus out of Africa, we find ourselves in the midst of a profound transformation, one that would ultimately give rise to the global dispersal of our species. The earliest evidence of Homo erectus outside of Africa comes from the Georgian site of Dmanisi, where excavations have uncovered a remarkable array of fossil and archaeological material dating back to around 1.8 million years ago. The Dmanisi site, situated in the Caucasus region, has yielded several remarkably well-preserved crania, including the iconic skull. 5, which has provided invaluable insights into the biology and behavior of early Homo erectus populations. The discovery of stone tools at Dmanisi, including simple chopping tools and scrapers, has revealed a level of technological continuity with African sites, suggesting that early Homo erectus populations were able to maintain their cultural traditions as they expanded into new territories. Moreover, the presence of fossilized remains from a range of large carnivores, such as lions and leopards, suggests that early Homo erectus populations faced significant predation pressures, likely requiring them to develop complex social strategies in order to survive. The discovery of numerous hearths and cooking sites at locations like Gesher Beno Yaakov in Israel has revealed a level of culinary sophistication that was previously unknown in this period. The controlled use of fire, which had become a hallmark of Homo erectus technology, allowed for the preparation of a wide range of plant and animal foods, likely facilitating the expansion of early human populations into new environments. The Gesher Beno Yaakov site, situated in the Jordan Valley, has yielded a remarkable array of archaeological material, including numerous stone tools, fossilized remains, and evidence of controlled fire use. The discovery of several large communal hearths has suggested that early Homo erectus populations were able to organize themselves into complex social groups, likely with a high degree of cooperation and division of labor. Moreover, the presence of fossilized remains from a range of aquatic species, such as fish and turtles, suggests that early Homo erectus populations were able to exploit a variety of food sources, likely through a combination of fishing and foraging. One of the most significant discoveries at Gesher Beno Yaakov is the presence of numerous stone tools, including hand axes, scrapers, and chopping tools. These tools, which were likely used for a variety of tasks such as butchering, cutting, and pounding, provide valuable insights into the technological capabilities of early Homo erectus populations. The fact that these tools were found in association with evidence of controlled fire use suggests that early Homo erectus populations were able to integrate their technological and culinary abilities, likely allowing for a more efficient and effective exploitation of food resources. The Gesher Beno Yaakov site is not an isolated example of early Homo erectus presence in the Levant region. Other sites, such as Ubudiyya and Evron, have also yielded evidence of early human occupation, including stone tools, fossilized remains, and evidence of controlled fire use. These sites, which date back to around 1.5 to 1.8 million years ago, provide a glimpse into the lives of early Homo erectus populations as they navigated the challenges of a rapidly changing environment. As we move further east, we find evidence of early Homo erectus presence in Asia, particularly in the Indian subcontinent and Southeast Asia. The discovery of stone tools and fossilized remains at sites such as Narmada and Jwalapuram in India suggests that early Homo erectus populations were able to adapt to a wide range of environments, from tropical forests to arid grasslands. The fact that these sites date back to around 1.5 to 2.0 million years ago provides valuable insights into the timing and pace of early human migration out of Africa. One of the most significant discoveries in Asia is the site of Sengiran in Indonesia, which has yielded a wealth of fossil and archaeological material dating back to around 1.0 to 1.5 million years ago. The discovery of numerous Homo erectus fossils, including several well-preserved crania, has provided valuable insights into the biology and behavior of early human populations in Asia. The fact that these fossils are found in association with evidence of stone tool use and controlled fire suggests that early Homo erectus populations in Asia were able to maintain their technological traditions as they expanded into new territories. The Sangiran site is particularly significant because it provides a unique window into the lives of early Homo erectus populations in Southeast Asia. The discovery of numerous stone tools, including hand axes and scrapers, suggests that early Homo erectus populations were able to adapt to the challenges of a tropical environment, likely using their technological abilities to exploit a wide range of food sources. The presence of fossilized remains from a range of large ungulates, such as buffalo and deer, suggests that early Homo erectus populations in Asia were able to hunt and scavenge for food, likely playing a significant role in shaping the ecosystems of the region. As the Homo erectus populations continued to thrive in Asia, they began to exhibit a range of cultural and technological adaptations that allowed them to exploit their environments more effectively. In China, for example, the site of Zhoukoudian has yielded a wealth of fossil and archaeological evidence dating back to around 700,000 to 400,000 years ago. The Jokodian site is also notable for its evidence of controlled fire use, with numerous hearths and ash deposits found throughout the excavated areas. This suggests that early Homo erectus populations in China were able to harness the power of fire to cook their food, warm themselves, and potentially drive away predators. The controlled use of fire would have had a significant impact on the daily lives of these early humans, allowing them to settle in one place for longer periods of time and establish more complex social structures. In Japan, the site of Kamitakamori has yielded evidence of early Homo erectus presence dating back to around 500,000 to 300,000 years ago. The discovery of numerous stone tools, including hand axes and scrapers, suggests that these early humans were able to adapt to the challenges of an island environment, likely using their technological abilities to exploit marine resources such as fish and shellfish. As the Homo erectus populations continued to evolve and adapt in Asia, they began to exhibit a range of physical characteristics that distinguished them from their African ancestors. The discovery of numerous fossils in China, Indonesia, and Japan suggests that these early humans were slightly more robust than their African counterparts, with thicker bones and more pronounced muscle attachments. This may have been an adaptation to the colder climates found in many parts of Asia, where a more robust physique would have provided greater insulation and protection against the elements. The fossil record also suggests that Homo erectus populations in Asia began to exhibit a range of regional characteristics, likely as a result of genetic drift and adaptation to local environments. In China, for example, the fossils found at Jokodian exhibit a distinctive combination of primitive and advanced traits, with a more robust build and a slightly more modern skull shape. In Indonesia, the fossils found at Sangiran exhibit a more gracile build and a slightly more primitive skull shape, suggesting that these early humans may have been more closely related to their African ancestors. In China, for example, the site of Shujiayao has yielded evidence of early Homo erectus presence dating back to around 400,000 to 300,000 years ago. The discovery of numerous stone tools, including scrapers, knives, and hand axes, suggests that these early humans were able to adapt to the challenges of a temperate environment, likely using their technological abilities to hunt and gather food. The discovery of numerous fossils, including several well-preserved skulls, suggests that these early humans were able to thrive in the tropical environments of Southeast Asia. As the Homo erectus populations continued to evolve and adapt in Asia, they began to interact with other early human species, including the Denisovans and the Neanderthals. The discovery of DNA evidence suggests that these early humans interbred with one another, resulting in a complex pattern of genetic exchange and admixture. In China, for example, the fossils found at the Shujiayao site exhibit a range of characteristics, including a mix of primitive and advanced traits, suggesting that these early humans may have interbred with other species. The archaeological record also suggests that Homo erectus populations in Asia began to develop more complex social structures, including cooperative hunting and gathering practices. The discovery of numerous stone tools and fossil remains at sites such as Jokodian and Gandang suggests that these early humans were able to work together to obtain food and resources, likely resulting in a more stable and secure existence. This, in turn, may have allowed for the development of more complex cultural and technological practices, including the use of language and symbolic expression. As the Homo erectus populations in India continued to thrive, they began to exhibit a range of cultural and technological advancements. The discovery of stone tools at sites such as Narmada and Jwalapuram suggests that these early humans were able to adapt to their environments and develop more sophisticated hunting and gathering practices. The tools found at these sites include hand axes, scrapers, and knives, which were likely used for a variety of tasks, including butchering animals and processing plant foods. One of the most significant discoveries in India is the site of Jwalapuram, which dates back to around 78,000 years ago. This site contains a treasure trove of stone tools and fossil remains, including those of giant tortoises and other large animals. The presence of these fossils suggests that the Homo erectus populations in India were able to hunt and gather a wide range of food sources, which would have been essential for their survival. In addition to their technological advancements, the Homo erectus populations in India also began to exhibit more complex social structures. The discovery of hearths and other evidence of controlled fire use at sites such as Jwalapuram suggests that these early humans were able to gather together in large groups and share food and resources. This would have been an important development, as it would have allowed for the formation of more complex societies and the exchange of ideas and cultural practices. The discovery of DNA evidence suggests that these early humans interbred with other species, including the Denisovans and the Neanderthals. This would have resulted in a complex pattern of genetic exchange and admixture, which would have had significant implications for the evolution of the human species. In Southeast Asia, the Homo erectus populations were also undergoing significant changes. The discovery of fossil remains at sites such as Engendong in Indonesia suggests that these early humans were able to thrive in a variety of environments, from tropical forests to coastal regions. The fossils found at these sites include several well-preserved skulls, which exhibit a range of characteristics, including a more robust build and a slightly more primitive skull shape. The archaeological record also suggests that the Homo erectus populations in Southeast Asia began to develop more complex cultural and technological practices. The presence of these artifacts also suggests that the Homo erectus populations in Southeast Asia were able to interact with other early human species, including the Denisovans and the Neanderthals. One of the most significant discoveries in Southeast Asia is the site of Sangiran, which dates back to around 500,000 years ago. This site contains a treasure trove of fossil remains and stone tools, including hand axes and scrapers. The presence of these artifacts suggests that the Homo erectus populations in Southeast Asia were able to develop more complex technological practices, which would have been essential for their survival. The discovery of DNA evidence also suggests that the Homo erectus populations in Southeast Asia interbred with other species, resulting in a complex pattern of genetic exchange and admixture. This would have had significant implications for the evolution of the human species, as it would have allowed for the transfer of genes and cultural practices between different populations. As the Homo erectus populations in Southeast Asia continued to evolve and adapt, they also began to migrate to other regions, including Australia and the Pacific Islands. The discovery of fossil remains and stone tools at sites such as Lake Mungo in Australia suggests that these early humans were able to travel long distances and adapt to new environments. This would have been an important development, as it would have allowed for the spread of cultural and technological practices across different regions. One of the most significant discoveries in Australia is the site of Lake Mungo, which dates back to around 42,000 years ago. As the Homo erectus populations in Australia continued to thrive, they began to face new challenges and opportunities. Around 40,000 years ago, the climate in Australia started to change with the onset of a cooler and drier period. This led to a shift in the distribution of resources, with some areas becoming more favorable for human habitation than others. The Homo erectus populations adapted to these changes by developing new technologies and strategies for exploiting their environment. One of the most significant innovations of this period was the development of more sophisticated stone tools. The discovery of sites such as Devil's Lair and Majid Biba has provided evidence of a range of new tool types, including finely worked knives and scrapers. These tools would have allowed the Homo erectus populations to more efficiently process food and other resources and to adapt to the changing environmental conditions. At the same time, the Homo erectus populations in Australia were also beginning to interact with other human species. The discovery of DNA evidence has revealed that there was interbreeding between the Homo erectus populations and other species, such as the Denisovans and the Neanderthals. As the climate continued to change, the Homo erectus populations in Australia began to migrate to new areas. Around 30,000 years ago, there is evidence of a major migration of Homo erectus populations from the northern parts of Australia to the southern regions. This would have been driven by changes in the distribution of resources, as well as the need to adapt to the changing environmental conditions. The discovery of sites such as Lake Mungo and Cow Swamp has provided evidence of this migration. These sites contain a range of archaeological evidence, including stone tools, fossil remains, and other artifacts. The analysis of this evidence has revealed that the Homo erectus populations were able to adapt to a wide range of environments, from the coastal regions of southern Australia to the arid deserts of the interior. As the Homo erectus populations continued to evolve and adapt, they eventually gave rise to new human species. Around 20,000 years ago, there is evidence of the emergence of anatomically modern humans in Australia. These early humans would have been the descendants of the Homo erectus populations that had migrated to the region thousands of years earlier. The discovery of sites such as Lake Mungo and Willandra Lakes has provided evidence of the earliest human presence in Australia. The analysis of this evidence has revealed that the early humans in Australia were able to adapt to a wide range of environments and to develop complex social and cultural systems. The eventual decline of the Homo erectus populations is not well understood, but it is thought to have been related to a combination of factors, including climate change, competition with other human species, and the emergence of new technologies. The last known evidence of Homo erectus in Australia dates back to around 10,000 years ago, although it is possible that small populations may have survived for longer in isolated regions. As the last remnants of the Homo erectus populations disappeared, they left behind a legacy of cultural and technological innovation. The development of more sophisticated stone tools, the emergence of complex social systems, and the adaptation to a wide range of environments would all have played a significant role in shaping the course of human evolution. Their struggles, innovations, and ultimate decline serve as a poignant reminder of the fragile yet resilient nature of our species. As the curtain closes on this chapter of human history, we're left to ponder the profound impact of Homo erectus on our collective story, a testament to the boundless potential and unyielding spirit that defines us as humans. Thank you for joining me throughout this historical journey. That's all for today's History with Herodotus. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, remember that, to understand the present, we must first understand the past.